Yeah, that's good. That's good. So thank you very much. I'm sorry Geshe-la is not here. So I'm filling in. Geshe-la asked me to come. I'm very happy to help, but again, I cannot substitute properly. So we'll start with the preliminary prayers on page 3, and we'll do quite a lot of those. And then we will engage in the aspirational bodhichitta, which is on page 42, and then also we will be doing some Guru Puja, Top Puja, and then dedication. I doubt we'll finish by 12, but so I hope none of you have very strict bosses waiting for you to get back early. But if you do, then if you have to go, that's okay. So start by please visualizing Buddha Shakyamuni and His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, surrounded by Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. And as it says here, they're looking at us with great love, compassion, unconditional love, just as a mother looks upon her only child. And then seated on either side of us are parents, kind parents. Mother on the left, father on the right, and accompanied by all the other kind mother sentient beings. And we imagine that we're leading them in this practice. So all of them confused and upset, dominated by the negative emotions. We are leading all of them so that they may find lasting happiness. So the aim is to manifest Buddha nature, the ultimate source of happiness, by removing the 2 obscurations, the afflictive obscurations of the negative emotions and contaminated karma and the imprints, as well as what we call cognitive obscurations. So the subtle stains. Infused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautam, I pay homage. Infused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautam, I pay homage. Infused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautam, I pay homage. Independent origination, there's no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all leads hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, who through the knowledge of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sagata, and protector. To you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations, and who is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, I make prostration. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations, the practice of giving, and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodam sagi chodam la yonje bade danyi kyapsu chi dagi jinso gyepe sanam ki dola penche sangye do bajo sangye chodam sagi chodam la yonje bade danyi kyapsu chi dagi jinso gyepe sanam ki dola penche sangye do bajo. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. And then the mantra of dependent origination. Onye dharma hetu prabhava Hetunte shantatagato hyavadat te samjayo niroeda evam vadye mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetu de chanta thagato hyavadat te janjayo niroena evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha no ye dharma hetu prabhava Hetunde shanta thagato hyavadat te shanjaya nirayana evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagat. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration, free, clear light, non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I've discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I'll retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, has the nature of space. It's the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. Guru is the Buddha, Guru is the Dharma, likewise Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of all. I go for refuge to the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, please liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. And then please turn to page 12. Sutra Remembering the Three Jewels. Is, homage to the Omniscient One, purified and consummate, victorious, virtuous and transcendent, thus gone for destroying entirely perfect Buddha, full of wisdom, the blissfully proceeding, the knower of the world, charioteer and subduer of beings, the unsurpassable and teacher of gods and men, such as Buddha, victorious, virtuous and transcendent. He who is thus gone exemplifies the merit which is his cause. In him no root of virtue is ever worn away. Through his manifold patience he is excellently beautiful. He is the treasure ground of merit, adorned with the tokens of enlightenment. He is graced with the flowers of the marks of Buddhahood. All he does is timely and opportune, and nothing inharmonious mars the sight of him. Through joy indeed he gives to those who open up their hearts to him in faith. Through the brilliance of his wisdom he is unconfounded, and against his power there is no victory. He is the teacher of all living beings, the father of all bodhisattvas, the king of all supreme ones. He is the guide for those who journey to the city beyond affliction. His wisdom is unbounded, his assurance is beyond imagination. His speech is altogether pure, well-tuned, sweet to hear. Gazing on him one is never sated. His body is beyond compare. By the realm of desire, he is unstained. By the realm of form, is utterly uncontaminated. He is not mingled with the formless. He is altogether free from misery and from the aggregates. He is utterly and altogether liberated. The elements have no hold on him. He has mastery over the sense power. All his bonds are completely severed. From all pains he is perfectly and totally released. No craving does he have. He has passed beyond the stream. Perfect is his wisdom, and in the wisdom of the Buddhas, past, present, and to come, he has made his dwelling. In Nirvana, where all suffering is transcended, he does not abide. His abode is on the summit of perfection, whence he perceives all living beings. Such are the sublime qualities that are the greatness of the Buddha, victorious, virtuous, and transcendent. The sacred doctrine is righteous in the outset, righteous in the middle, righteous in the end, in its meaning, excellent in its words and syllables. Likewise, it is integral and unalloyed. It is all-sufficing, altogether pure and purifying. Well-spoken is his dharma by the victorious, virtuous, and transcendent. It's a perfect way of seeing and is devoid of flaws. It's perennial and leads us onward. To see this dharma is to fulfill one's purpose. It produces in the wise wisdom all distinguishing. The dharma spoken by the virtuous, victorious, virtuous, and transcendent is shown to be well-tempered to the instructions and to the needs of all. It derives one from samsara and causes one to go to perfect Buddhahood. It is free from contradiction, and in it all is summarized. It is to be relied upon totally. It is a cutting of the root. Sangha, the Mahayana, comprises those who have well entered, wisely entered, entered with straightforwardness and aptitude. Right it is to join one's hands before them, and right to make prostration. They are the glorious field of merit. They are the perfect recipient of gifts. They are the object of offering. Everywhere and always they are the objects worthy of all offering. And the praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent, destroyer, the one gone beyond, O destroyer, completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise then I prostrate, with pure bodies, forms, supremely pure, wisdom, ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realm, to the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path of liberation, the holy field qualified with realization, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the Sangha, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous action. Perform only perfect virtuous action. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, flame of a lamp, an illusion, drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe fault, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Let's read the next one also, Drumbeat of Truth by His Holiness. I bow down to you, the liberator, lion of the Shakyas, who perfected all ultimate qualities of omniscience and compassion, who has been praised for the white lotus, the protector of all being, who dispelled all sufferings for the teachings of dependent arising, as you prophesied and foretold through your glorious speech that your teachings would spread in a northerly direction. The entire teaching of the conqueror spread throughout the land of snow, becoming an ornament, a sign of good fortune for the world. However, due to the force of unwholesome deeds, today the teaching of the conqueror have declined. O greatly compassionate one, the time has come to bestow protection with compassion. The environment and beings spent and drained through unending suffering are on the brink of extinction. Thus the entire human and celestial population of the land of snow are drawn together out of intense faith, solidarity, and altruism to offer this ornamental crown protrusion of refined gold, this supreme alms bowl of a sage, these fine saffron robes. Whatever extends a collection of merit and wisdom results from these offerings, as well as all the heaps of virtue of the three-time. I dedicate to the conqueror's teachings, the source of all peace and happiness for all beings, including the celestials, so the teachings will not decline, but will abide for a very long time for all sentient beings within the expanse of space, and in particular all inhabitants of this rose-apple land. May loving and compassionate thoughts and deeds prosper, and violent conflicts cease forever, having dispelled all inner and outer obstacles and downfalls, such as poverty, despair, oppression, cruelty, epidemics, and natural disasters due to environmental degradation. May all beings forever enjoy the glory of peace and happiness, inseparable from the precious radiance of appreciating others' good qualities and recognizing mutually close ties and friendship, maintaining an unbiased attitude towards all who follow Buddhist and non-Buddhist traditions. May I voluntarily enact deeds solely for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially in the refreshingly cool land. May the degenerated teaching of the conqueror be restored and prosper without decline, and with the renewed peace and joy of spiritual and temporal freedom, may the immediate and long-term aspirations of the Tibetan people be quickly fulfilled. May all those individuals whose service contributed to keeping the banner of spiritual temporal deeds aloft in the land of snow continue to shoulder their responsibility with a dedicated spirit and informed mind. May they be looked after in life after life by the holder of the lotus. In the realm of the Dharma, may the heaps of religious deeds be dispelled by the truth, and all positive temporal and spiritual activities which are altruistically motivated be quickly fulfilled in accord with the Dharma. By the truth of the Dharma, may everything sacrilegious come to an end. We can briefly meditate on the four immeasurables, page 26. How good it would be if all beings were endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness, primarily bodhichitta, which cherishes others more than oneself, and the wisdom of dependent origination. May all beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I will take responsibility that all beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. Please bless me, gurus, Buddhas, and bodhisattvas, to be able to do so. And then visualize as described here. How good would it be if all beings were free from suffering, and the causes of suffering, primarily self-grasping ignorance and self-cherishing attitude? May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. I will take responsibility to free all beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. Please bless me, Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, to be able to do so. How good would it be if all beings were never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness? May all beings never be separated from happiness and the causes of happiness. I will take responsibility that all beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness. Please bless me, Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, to be able to do this. How good it would be if all beings could abide in the state of equanimity, which is free of a biased attitude, of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. May all beings abide in the state of equanimity, which is free of a biased attitude, of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. I will take responsibility that all beings abide in this state of equanimity, free of the biased attitude, of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. Please bless me, Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, to be able to do so. In the Heart Sutra, I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Buddha was dwelling on the mass of Vulture's Mountain in Rajgir, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of profound illumination, wisdom, and beheld these five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Arya, Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any daughter or son of the lineage who wishes to practice activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness not other than form, form also is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, consciousness, empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness, there's no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomena. There's no I element, so forth, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There's no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to including no aging and death, no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there's no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There's no exalted wisdom, no attainment, also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there's no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in 3 times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra, the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra entirely pacifies all suffering, should be known as a truth, since it is not false. The mantra, the perfection of wisdom, is declared. Taya Om Gate Gate Para Samgate Bodhisvaha. Taya Om Gate Gate Para Samgate Bodhisvaha. Taya Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Saha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Saha Tata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Saha Tata Om Gate Gate Paragate Barasam Gate Bodhi Saha Tata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Saha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha rose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, from the lineage, it's like that, it is like that. One should practice profound perfection of wisdom, just as you've indicated. Even the Tathagats will rejoice. The Buddha, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised. Spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Pragya Paramita Hridaya Sutra. Okay. Yeah, I think today is a day when we should do as many prayers as possible. So 8 verses. Next page. 32. So, amazing mind training verses. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all time. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all. From the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I've discovered a treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I've helped or in whom I've placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all the hurts and pains of my mother. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the eight mundane concern, and may I, recognizing all things as illusion, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Then the 7 limb puja from the King of Prayers. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You line among human, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration of the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies, atoms of the world. To all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom of Buddha's numberless as atom, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas. And I'm confident the sphere, all phenomena, is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sukhatas. Beautiful flowers, regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils, parasol, sparkling lights, and sublime incense I offer to you, victorious one. Fine dress, fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder, heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array. I offer to you, the victorious ones, with transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way. I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I've done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, those solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond. And all ordinary beings spend a while rejoicing here. Stop for a while to rejoice. It's a very important instruction from my teacher, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So first, in your own merit, in your own good deeds, lift up your heart and rejoice, thinking, thinking how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. All the good things you have done, dharma, work, and helping others, studying, so forth. How wonderful it is. And then in the positive actions and dharma actions of your dharma brothers and sisters, other people, so without any trace of envy, and just purely great happiness at all their good actions. So thinking how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. And then all the extraordinary activities of the holy beings, one's gurus, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Remembering them, their actions, think how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. You who are the bright lights of worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all of you whom I guide, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize Parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. Okay, a short lamrim, that is page 39. Foundation of all good qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. So this is the merit of having the complete path in just a few verses. Foundation of all good qualities, the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful, difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise, the root of the teachings, keeping the Pratimoksha vows, please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I've fallen into the sea of samsara, so of all mother migratory beings, please bless me to see this, train, and in bodhichitta, bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhichitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions, wrong objects, and correctly analyzed the meaning and reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated. May I enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. May me so with the changes, making bear one for jumping on the film, Ganching get the Sukim Sankapa, Lozanda, Pejabla, what you are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, not aimed through existence, and Manjushri, master flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception, Sungam, crown jewel of the sage of the land of snows, Lozandapa, at your feet, I make requests. So 600 years since Lama Tsongkhapa passed away this year. So many monasteries, nunneries are doing extra prayers and repetition of Miksema this year. Okay, now the actual practice, generating a mind of consummate yoga. So now visualize your Guru in front of Buddha Shakyamuni, smaller in size than the Buddha, surrounded by all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and you're still seated with your parents on either side, accompanied by all other sentient beings. And we'll briefly meditate on three principal aspects of the path: renunciation, bodhichitta, and wisdom, realizing emptiness. So first, renunciation. All composite things are impermanent, and all contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. Everything is in the nature of emptiness and selflessness. So transcending sorrow is peace. So reflect that all of the appearances, all of the things that we crave for, run after in this world, now impermanent, now cannot give final satisfaction. In fact, lead us into more and more difficulties, complications. More disturbing minds, emotions, or painful, rough. Especially remember the self-grasping ignorance and self-cherishing thought that emanates from that, that is part of that. So develop a wish to renounce these two vicious companions so far: self-grasping ignorance, self-cherishing thought. Wish to be free of them. And in the context of the self-cherishing attitude, then we renounce anything, everything that acts as a barrier between oneself and others. Whatever barriers there may be between oneself and others, may they be eliminated so we can benefit others. Then please reflect a little bit on bodhichitta. It's the main thing to be meditated on, actually. So remembering all sentient beings have been our mother countless times. If this is too much to think of, then just remember the incredible kindness of your parents, mother, father of this life, or your primary caregiver, person without whom we would not be alive now, wouldn't be alive, able to practice, and so forth. So remember the kindness of all these beings. See how all these beings are suffering. They are confused, they're suffering, they want happiness, they're chasing after the causes of suffering through ignorance again and again. That means ourselves, people we know, all are doing this. And generate the wish to repay the kindness of these kind beings. I must do whatever I can to help them. Remember also that even the bad-mannered person, the person who harms us, they're most kind, helping us to generate inner strength, patience, which our friend cannot teach us, ordinary friend. So remembering kindness, then maybe good to reflect on the shortcomings of the self-cherishing attitude. This demon that has kept me a prisoner since beginning this time, always searching for what is good for me. Not being considerate, not taking care of others sufficiently, being caught up with I, me, mine, again and again. Therefore, a prisoner of fear and anxiety, restlessness. Consider the benefits of cherishing others. Like as soon as we change the object of concern from ourselves to others, then it's like chains being removed from a prisoner. At that very moment, we experience peace, liberation from the tight, very uptight mind, self-cherishing. The moment we begin to cherish others, we are freed of that uptight mind. So, you can think of people you know, like His Holiness and so forth, who have developed this mind cherishing others. So how wonderful it would be to have that kind of mind. Such a happy mind, joyful mind, warm-hearted, kind of universal mind. I think right now I'm like a person without proper arms or limbs. I cannot help sentient beings who are drowning in the ocean of suffering. So I'm like an example of the mother who is missing an arm or leg. Her only child is drowning in a nearby river, but she can't do anything. She can't help. So we're like that. We cannot help these kind mother sentient beings right now. We are handicapped by the disturbing emotions, lack of courage, and so forth. But we do have this strong wish to be able to benefit others. So I think the only way to benefit others is to generate the mind aspiring to highest enlightenment in order to benefit. I must develop the precious bodhichitta attitude, the mind of the awakened warrior, with this awakening heart, the enlightenment mind. I must generate this. That's the best way to repay the kindness of the mother sentient beings. Everything else is not enough. So abide, as it says here, in the experience of unconditional love and the commitment to become a Buddha for the benefit of all kind mother sentient beings. Then, meditation on wisdom of emptiness. It's only this that removes the two mental obscurations, the afflictive and cognitive obscurations. So without the wisdom of emptiness, we cannot fulfill this wish to benefit others. So whatever method you have found useful to reflect on emptiness that Geshe-la has taught you, you can reflect on that. If you haven't done this before, then you can begin to analyze. You can just check where amongst all of these different ever-changing factors of body and mind, this body and this mind, where is the self-existing, inherently existing I? Where am I? Who am I? This apparent owner of the body, owner of the mind, who says my body, my mind. This very strong feeling that there's a me. So where is it located? Where is it? What is it? Can begin to check. Otherwise, do the meditation that is most useful for you. And you can consider that every phenomena depends on causes and conditions, depends on parts, and then a labeling thought, an imputation by mind. So whether one's body, or a bicycle, or the letter A, or table, everything depends on causes, conditions, parts, its parts, and on the mind conceiving it, the mind labeling it. We tend, through ignorance, to forget we've labeled it. It's just a label on impermanent parts. We forget that and we think there's something real, really there from the side of the object. Independent, inherent. So at least we can remember the reasoning of dependent arising. One of the keys to getting closer to understanding emptiness. Things are dependently related. Nothing is independent from its own side. You can read these auspicious verses from Shantideva's wisdom chapter. Therefore, sentient beings resemble dreams. Upon analysis, they are like plantain trees. Whether they are released or not from sorrow, ultimately there's no difference. What is there to gain? What is there to lose when things that are empty of true existence in this way? Who is there to pay respect? Who is there to abuse? From what are pleasure and pain derived? What is there to be happy or unhappy about? When one searches for the ultimate nature, who is there to crave? What is there to crave for? Upon analysis, this world of living beings is found to have no true existence. Therefore, who can die here? What is there to come? What has been? Who are friends? Who are relatives? Oh, you who are investigating reality, please recognize, as I have done, that all is just like space. Those who wish to be happy are greatly disturbed by causes for conflict and overjoyed by the causes of pleasure. Not finding happiness, they suffer, and in order to find it, they exert themselves, they argue with others, cut and stab one another. With many wrong deeds, they live in a state of great hardship. Even though they repeatedly come to happy existences and experience much pleasure there, upon dying, they fall for a long time into the unbearable sufferings of lower realms. Within conditioned existence, the chasms of suffering are many, and the liberating comprehension of ultimate truth is absent. Furthermore, the apprehension of true existence and the understanding of emptiness mutually contradict one another. Yet if while in conditioned existence I do not realize this ultimate truth, I shall continue to experience a limitless ocean of misery, unbearable, beyond analogy. Likewise, through not having realized emptiness, I have little strength for virtue, and my human life of leisure endowment is indeed very short. Also, I strive hard to live long and avoid illness. I am concerned with hunger, rest, and sleep. I am injured by others and keep meaningless company with the childless. With the childish. Therefore, this life swiftly passes with no meaning, and it's very hard to find the chance to investigate reality. In this state, where it means to reverse this beginningless habit of grasping at true existence. Furthermore, devils are exerting themselves to cast us into vast, unfortunate realms. There are many mistaken paths, and it's hard to resolve doubts about the perfect way. It'll be hard to find the leisure of a human life again, and extremely difficult to find the presence of the Buddhas. It's hard to forsake this flood of afflictions. Alas, sentient beings will continue to suffer. Or indeed, it's worth feeling sorrow for those adrift in the river of pain, who, although they experience great misery, are unaware of the sufferings they go through. For example, some ascetics wash themselves again and again. Others repeatedly enter fire. But although they thereby suffer greatly, they pretend themselves as being happy. Similarly, those who mistake their suffering for joy and live as though there were no aging or death are first of all killed by the Lord of Death, and then experience the unbearable misery of falling into low realms. When shall I be able to extinguish the pains of those tormented by the fires of suffering with the rain of my accumulated happiness that has sprung from the clouds of my merit? And by having, in the manner of not objectifying true existence, intensely will I gather the accumulation of merit. When will I be able to reveal emptiness to those who are wretched by view of true existence? So now, the actual ceremony. Visualize, imagine that the bodhichitta that you have generated, this reflection we did earlier, so the bodhichitta you have generated, remember that a little bit now, and visualize this bodhichitta transforming into a spotless, flat, white moon disk, which is resting horizontally at your heart. So this intense wish to achieve the state of a Buddha in order to benefit all these suffering, miserable living beings, mother sentient beings, that transforms into white moon disk at the heart. Then briefly remember the wisdom of emptiness. nothing existing independently from its own side. That's a complete hallucination, believing in that independent existence. A real independent I doesn't exist, even one atom from its own side. Completely empty of that. Anyway, the wisdom, any sort of understanding of emptiness, transforms into the white Vajra that sits vertically on the moon disk in the heart. The white Vajra, standing vertically on the moon disk that we already visualized. Then imagine multiplying the Vajra and the moon that we've generated in our hearts, multiplying it an infinite number of times, sharing all of these multiplied moon and Vajras with all mother sentient beings. So multiplies and emanates into all directions, reaching all sentient beings. So visualize all sentient beings are going to joining us in this practice. And this set of the two bodhicittas, the ultimate, conventional, and the ultimate, the moon and the Vajra, is also resting at the hearts of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then we'll now make 3 prostrations to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and then we'll kneel on our right knee with hands folded and recite the following verses. So, hands folded in supplication, recite the following 2 verses. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated a mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successively dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise, for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhichitta, and likewise shall I too successfully follow the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, just as they successively dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise, for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully follow the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, just as they successively dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successively follow the bodhisattva practices. So this gesture of taking the aspirational bodhicitta vow pleases the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that you visualize before you, invoking their omniscient minds and wisdom to manifest an infinite number of replicas of the sets of the moon and Vajra at their hearts. These replicas of the moon and Vajra descend and merge with the moon and Vajra that you have visualized at your heart and at the hearts of all mother sentient beings. Feel that this stabilizes the two bodhicittas within you and within all sentient beings. So now we'll make 3 prostrations and then sit normally again. So now we make a commitment that oneself and all mother sentient beings will never relinquish these 2 bodhicittas of conventional bodhicitta, love and compassion, and ultimate bodhicitta, wisdom realizing emptiness. We'll never relinquish these throughout this lifetime and future lifetimes. We do this by reciting the following verse 3 times. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the 2 precious bodhicittas, even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetime, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha, be able to uphold the 2 precious bodhicittas, even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the 2 precious bodhicitta, even at the cost of my life. In order to further increase it from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized an awakening mind in this way should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit. Having well obtained this human existence, I have been born in the family of the Buddha and am now one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakening mind has been born within me. It is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death. It is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. It's the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It's the tree that shelters all beings, wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It's the universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It's the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conception. It is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It's the quintessential butter from the churning of the milk of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the bounties of happiness, this will satisfy them with joy and actually place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and all be joyful. So spend a little while rejoicing. One is engaged in such a practice. Think how wonderful to cast off this hopeless, unnecessary, pathetic burden of the self-grasping ignorance and self-cherishing attitude. How wonderful to let them go. And to open the door to lasting happiness for oneself and others. How wonderful. Not just lasting happiness, but the inexpressible state of Buddhahood. So now it's considered very auspicious to engage in what is called a Sok Puja. Much can be said about this. Of course, I'm not qualified to speak authentically on this practice. There are commentaries by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and others. Also, if you want to get a feeling for this kind of practice, the importance in the historical tradition, I suggest you read Life of Marpa. The Life of Marpa is incredibly inspiring especially for Indian people, I think, in terms of the respect that Marpa had for India and his Indian gurus, and the great number of guru pujas that he performs in this biography of Marpa. He's always offering the Gana Chakras, the Sok Pujas, to his gurus. So you can read that text. So basically now, some of you already may have been doing this, so you visualize this place as a very pure place. It is pure, of course, but as a kind of a pure land, very pure. You can feel Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, darkas, darkinis everywhere throughout space. Everyone else in the room feel that they're all sort of very awakened beings, don't think anything ordinary. about the other people in the room. Think that all of us here are very, exalted, pure beings. Any sounds you hear, feel that it's like mantra. Any thoughts you have, also feel your thoughts are part of the body of truth, the Dharmakaya. Okay, so now, as my teacher used to say, Guru Puja. In short, it's like having a great party, having a wonderful, blissful party in space. Okay, so much better than any disco, any worldly party where you overeat or get sick, or some people die of ecstasy. But this is a divine party in space, okay, with the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas all joining in. So just feel very, very happy, feel the purity of one's own nature, and let go of any disturbing thoughts. So today is not actually a 15th or 20th, it's not the 10th or 25th of the lunar month, but because it is this very important full moon, we do a short, very, very, very short Guru Puja, part of the Guru Puja, the Sop part. When my teacher does this, he takes 3-4 hours to do this puja. So we're not going to do like that. We just very quickly, the Sok section, page 231. But the Guru Puja is an amazing practice, so you can look at it later and get teachings on it. And if you take those practices later, it's very interesting, very powerful. So, Geshe-la, can anyone remember what you did last time? While I recite from verse 55 onwards. Yes, that's right. Geshe-la, last time, the last full moon we did together, he said for that you should recite Shakyamuni Buddha mantra. Okay, you recite Shakyamuni Buddha mantra, and then at a certain point, I will ask you to stop, and then we will offer what is called the sacred offering. Okay, so you have Geshe-la's instruction is you recite Shakyamuni Buddha mantra. You can recite out loud, or you can recite quietly. Those who know the Guru Puja and who have the initiation and so forth into this practice, you can study, you can read the verses from verse 55. But if you haven't got the initiation into this practice, better you just follow Geshe-la's advice and recite with great devotion and gratitude towards Shakyamuni Buddha. After all, it's his day that we are celebrating today, birth, enlightenment, and death of Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. Please recite his mantra. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to recite it out loud? Anyone like to lead that? And then others who want to join in can join. Yeah, anyway. Om Mani 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 Om Mani 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 Om Mani Mani Pervade the reaches of space, spreading out beyond the that's like the inner offering, the way of the offering. Functions in an extraordinary pristine awareness. Toyata Muni Muni Ma Muni Soha Toyata Muni Muni Ma Muni Soha Toyata
muni ma muni saha Daya da muni 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 muni ma muni saha.
And verse 69. Look, Venerable, a great circle of thought you followed in the track of the Sugatas of the 3 times and are the source of all powerful attainments. Since we realize this, O great hero, who's forsaken the conceptualizing mind, please enjoy continually this circle of thought. Alalaho. Very good. With the nature inseparable from the 3 Vajras, I visualize myself as a Griyadam, this nectar of immaculate wisdom, knowledge, without stirring from bodhichitta. I drink to satisfy the deities dwelling in my body. What great bliss. Don't need to prostrate. Yeah. Okay. So I think you can offer the packets of salt to offer to people. So we can imagine Shakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all the Gurus, very happy with us, very pleased with us. तो हम सबको प्रसाद दे रहे हैं, आप ऐसे सोच सकते हैं. We're all getting prasad from Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
We have to offer to the masters first.
Yeah, you can do that now, first. So we can all imagine we're offering to His Holiness and to all of our Gurus first, all the Do you have a plate to offer the sop to His Holiness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The already recited.
Ah.
The verses should be recited from here. This is recited already.
Does everyone do that together? You want everyone to do that together?
Yeah, so this is quite.
We already recited. You want to recite again? Okay. Now we'll all. Pity we don't have the Tibetan here. Do you have a Tibetan? Do you have the text with the English phonetics of the Guru Puja?
No.
You don't have. Okay. It's a very beautiful tune in Tibetan, verse 69. So anyway, we have the English. So. Imagine we are offering to all of our gurus, okay, and especially His Holiness, Dalai Lama, all the great masters, we're offering to all of them. So, verse 69, we could recite together then. Look, Venerable, a great circle of thought. You have followed in the track of the Sugatas of the 3 times and are the source of all powerful attainments. Since we realize this, O great hero, who has forsaken the conceptualizing mind, please enjoy continually this circle of thought. Alalaho. Very good. Okay, is that for His Holiness? Is there space to offer somewhere? You can make some space. The nature inseparable from the 3 Vajras, I visualize myself as a Griyam, this nectar of immaculate wisdom knowledge without stirring from bodhichitta. I drink to satisfy the deities dwelling in my body. What great bliss. So for those of us who don't know what this is about, so anyway, while you are tasting some of your song, you can feel you are feeding all of the little beings who are inhabiting the guts. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh. And you should open this and eat some of it, because some has to be then offered back to offer to the local protectors. So do open it. And if you don't have long fingernails, you have to bite or something. Tear. We made God is God to be God of that one. Okay. Who has the tray with the remaining soap? Kaha gaya wo? Ah, there you are. That's the remaining soap? Okay. So you have to stand here facing the exit. Yeah. You have some incense with it? There's one stick of incense. Yeah. You should actually take the wrappings off. Is better, yeah, because it's supposed to go out. Just take everything out of its wrappings. Yeah, thanks. So now we're offering to the local protectors, the beings who are on the white side who help protect the Dharma. You see, it's said that in the past many disturbing spirits and beings who were not well inclined, they were tamed by Guru Rinpoche, by Padmasambhava, and they took oath to protect the Dharma. So we're offering to all of them so that they keep on protecting the Dharma, protecting us. And then these verses we'll also recite from verse 78 to 82. That's what we're requesting them to help us with. So we'll be reciting first verse 76, 77. So then we'll imagine that they appear like biscuits and chips and so forth, but actually it's magnificent nectar, a mountain of nectar, which brings great bliss and all desired things. So we shouldn't see it as ordinary Not yet, I'll tell you. And so now we recite 2 verses, and then this will be taken outside here. Verse 76. Impure deceptive appearances become purified in the sphere of voidness. This magnificent nectar created out of pristine awareness. Om becomes a vast ocean of all desired things. Om, 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 Om. This ocean of remaining thought of uncontaminated nectar, blessed by samadhi, mantra, and mudra, we offer to please you, hosts of oath-bound realm protectors. Om Ahum, contented by your sport with all the splendors that could be wished for. Em Aho, please accomplish the virtuous conduct of the yogic path as you have pledged. Okay? Yeah. Now we all recite together. By offering this ocean of remaining talk to the guests who are left together with their entourage, may the precious teachings proliferate. May the upholders of the teachings, the offering patrons together with their entourage, especially we yogis, all gain freedom from sickness, a long life, fame, good fortune, abundant wealth, as wished for. Bestow on us the powerful attainments of action such as pacification, increase, and so forth. Oath-bound protectors, protect us. Help us obtain all powerful attainment. Make us meet no untimely death, sickness, demons, or interfering spirits. See that we have no bad dreams, ill omens, or calamities. May we have worldly happiness, good crops and harvest. May the dharma flourish, all goodness and joy come about. May all the wishes in our minds be fulfilled. By the force of this bountiful giving, may I become a self-evolved Buddha for the sake of all sentient beings. By this gesture of generosity, may I liberate the multitudes of beings who are not liberated by the Buddhas of the past. Then we will recite the whole of this, the next 4 or 5 pages, 7 pages, the Lamrim, the stages of the path. This is very important, wonderful verses. O holy and venerable Guru, supreme field of merit, inspire me to make offerings, devoted requests to you, O protectors and root of all well-being, that I may come under your joyful care. Inspire me to realize how this opportune and fortunate rebirth, rare, found but once, quickly lost, thereby undistracted by the meaningless works of this life, sees its meaningful lesson. Afraid as I am of the searing blaze of sufferings in the lower realm, inspire me to take heartfelt refuge in 3 precious gems, to fervently strive at avoiding non-virtue and accomplish all collections of virtue. Violently tossed as I am by waves of delusions and karma, plagued by hordes of sea monsters of 3 suffering, inspire me to develop an intense longing to be free of this dreadful, boundless, great ocean of existence. I've abandoned the view that sees this unbearable prison of cyclic existence of pleasure grove. Inspire me to train in the 3 trainings, or store the Arya's treasures, and thereby uphold the banner of liberation. I've considered how all these tormented beings, my mothers who kindly cared for me again and again, inspire me to develop unfeigned compassion, like that of a loving mother for her precious child. As no one desires even the slightest suffering, nor has ever has enough happiness, there is no difference between myself and others. Therefore inspire me to rejoice when others are happy. This chronic disease of cherishing myself is the cause of unwanted suffering. Perceiving this, may I be inspired to blame, begrudge, and destroy this monstrous demon of self-cherishing. Cherishing my mothers, seeking to secure them in bliss, is the gateway to infinite virtues. Seeing this, may I be inspired to hold them dearer than my life, even should they arise as my enemies. In brief, infantile beings labor for their own gain alone, while the Buddhas work solely for others. Understanding the distinction between their respective faults and virtues, may I be inspired to be able to exchange myself for others. Cherishing myself, the doorway to all downfalls, while cherishing my mother, the foundation of everything good. Inspire me to make the core of my practice the yoga of exchanging myself for others. Therefore, venerable, compassionate Gurus, bless me so that all karmic obscurations, sufferings of mother migrators may ripen upon me right now, that I may give others my happiness and virtuous deeds, and then all sentient beings have happiness. Though the world and the beings therein are full of the fruits of evil, undesired, suffering shower upon me like rain. Inspire me to see them as a means to exhaust the results of negative karma, to take these miserable conditions as the path. In short, no matter what appearances may arise, be they good or bad, inspire me to take them into a path enhancing the 2 bodhichitta through the practice of the 5 forces, the essence of the entire dharma. Thus enjoy only a mind of happiness. Inspire me to immediately conjoin with meditation whatever I encounter by the skillful means of having the 4 application, and to make this opportune rebirth worthwhile by practicing advice, commitments, the mind training, so that I may rescue all beings from the vast ocean of becoming. Inspire me to master true bodhichitta through love, compassion, superior intention, meditation conjoined with the technique of mounting, taking, and giving upon the breath inspire me to eagerly strive in the practice of the three moralities of the Mahayana, to bind my mind stream with the pure bodhisattva vow, the single path journey by victorious ones of the three times. Inspire me to transform my body, wealth, and virtue of the three times into the objects desired by each sentient being through the advice of the enhanced, detached giving. Complete the perfection of generosity. Inspire me to complete the perfection of moral conduct by working for sentient beings, accumulating virtuous qualities, not transgressing the bounds of pratimoksha, bodhichitta, or tantric wealth, even at the cost of my life. Should all the 9 types of beings of the 3 realms become angry at me, abuse, upbraid, threaten, or even kill me, inspire me to complete the perfection of patience and undisturbed work for their benefit in response to their harm. Even if I must remain in the fires of Avicii hell for an ocean of eons for the sake of each sentient being, inspire me to complete the perfection of joyous effort through compassion to strive for complete enlightenment by avoiding the faults of dullness, agitation, and distraction. With one point of concentration set on the mode of existence, all phenomena, emptiness of true existence, inspire me to complete the perfection of concentration through the wisdom, discriminating suchness, conjoined with the induced tranquility and great bliss. Inspire me to complete the perfection of wisdom through the space-like yoga absorbed on the ultimate truth. Inspire me to perfect the illusion-like concentration by realizing how all outer and inner phenomena lack true existence, yet still appear like illusions, dreams, or the moon's reflection in a still lake. Samsara and Nirvana have not an atom of true existence, while dependence arising by cause and effect is non-deceptive. Inspire me to realize the import of Nagarjuna's thought that these two are not contradictory but complementary. Then, through the kindness of my helmsman, the Vajradhara, inspire me to cross the labyrinthine ocean of Tantra by holding my vows and pledges, the roots of siddhis dearer than my life. Inspire me to cleanse all stains of attachment to ordinary appearance through the first stage yoga, transforming birth, death, and bhardha into the conqueror's 3 bodies, to see that all appears as the deity. Setting your feet, O protector, upon the 8 petals of my heart within the central channel, inspire me to actualize the path uniting clear light and illusory body in this very lifetime. Should I not have completed the point of the path at the time of death, inspire me that I may reach Pure Land by the instructions on applying the 5 forces, or a forceful means to enlightenment the Guru's transference. Short, O protector, inspire me that I may be cared for by you inseparably in all my future life. Become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O protector, please grant me the good fortune to be the very foremost of your retinue, wherever you manifest Buddhahood. Let all my temporal and ultimate wishes and needs be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. Having thus been requested, please grant this request, O Supreme Guru, so that you might bless me happily alight on the crown of my head. Once again set your radiant feet firmly on the corolla of my lotus heart. I dedicate the merit thus toward the realization of the aims and deeds of Buddhas and their children the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the great vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhichitta, perfect view of the 2 stages, through the excellence of whatever white virtues there are in samsara and nirvana. May all be auspicious for us to be free here and now from all misfortunes and hardship. Thus enjoy a glorious, perfect, celestial treasure of temporal and ultimate virtue and goodness. May all be auspicious with Buddha's teachings to long endure through your centers of dharma, omniscient Losang Dakpa, being filled with hosts of monks and yogis, striving single-pointedly to master the 3 pure training. Having requested your blessings, Losang Dakpa, who from the time of your youth made request to the Supreme Guru Yidam, may all be auspicious for you, O Losang Vajradhara, spontaneously to grant the wishes of others. May all be auspicious for all our desired endowments to swell like a lane in the summer rain, bringing an unbroken flow of rebirths of leisure and for all his family, so that we may pass our days and nights with your holy Dharma, Losang, and thus delight in the glories of perfection, by the collection of whatever virtuous deeds others and I have done, and shall do from now until enlightenment. May all be auspicious, O Holy Venerable One, for your body of form to remain in this land, immutable, like a Vajra. Then the dedication prayers on page 49. Page 49. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhichitta, perfect view, and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast as space, that I've amassed from working with effort of this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom is blinded by ignorance. Then page 274. From the second verse, page 274. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving kindness for all lives among Manjushri. May I find the best of the complete graded paths of the teachings. May I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means, drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time, with my heart going out with great compassion in whatever directions the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time, by even this graded path to enlightenment traversed completely, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all humans and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent path never be separated in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Then the prayer for the long life of His Holiness, page 251. Yeah, we'll do that. Usually one does a short prayer, but today we do this longer one, remembering His Holiness's kindness. Without His Holiness and His upholding the Nalanda tradition, really we would be very much the poorer. It's all due to the kindness of His Holiness. Om Swasti to the Assembly of Most Kind Teachers. Sorry, this page 251. 251. Om Swasti to the Assembly of Most Kind Teachers, both present, past, the miraculous dance of the body, speech, and mind of innumerable Buddhas, manifesting in accord with aspirant spiritual capacity, the wish-granting jewel, the source of all virtue and goodness. To you we offer our prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the assembly of all meditational deities, manifesting as countless mandalas and divinity, magical clouds of immaculate transcendent wisdom, reaching to the farthest expanse of the space of ultimate reality. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To all the victorious Buddhas of the three-time, endowed with 10 powers and who are even masters of the God, and whose attributes of perfection are the source of all compassionate deeds, benefiting the vast ocean-like realm of sentient being. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the assemblies of sacred doctrine abiding in three vehicles, supremely serene, jewel treasure of enlightenment, stainless, unchanging, eternally good in the glory of all virtues, which actually liberates beings from the sufferings of the three worlds. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To all members of the enlightening noble spiritual community who never stray from the thoroughly liberating adamantine city, who possess the wisdom eye that directly sees the profound truth and the highest valor to destroy all machinations of cyclic existence. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snow, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the assembly of heroes and darkanies, heavenly beings of the three worlds, who appear in the highest paradises, in the sacred places, and in the cremation ground, and who, through creative play and the hundredfold experiences of bliss and emptiness, support practitioners in their meditation on the excellent path. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snow, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings so that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. To the ocean of protectors endowed with eyes of transcendent wisdom, the powerful guardians and upholders of the teachings, who wear inseparably on their knotted lock the knots symbolizing their pledge to the Vajra holder. To you we offer prayers with fervent devotion. The Tenzing Gyatso, protector of the land of snows, live for 100 eons. Shower on him your blessings that his aspirations are fulfilled without hindrance. Thus, to this congregation of excellent, undeceiving refuge, we pray that by the power of this prayer, expressed from a heart filled with fervent devotion and humility, may the body, speech, and mind of the soul of the land of snow, Supreme Naon Losang Tenzing Gyatso, be indestructible, unfluctuating, and unceasing. May he live for 100 eons, seated on a diamond throne, transcending decay and destruction. You are the jewel heart embodying all compassionate, beneficial deed. O most courageous one, you carry on your shoulders the burden of all the Buddhas of the infinite realm. May all your noble aspirations be fulfilled as intended. By virtue of this, may the heavenly doors of the fortunate era open eternally as a source of relief and respite for all being. May the auspicious signs reach the apex of existence and release. As sacred teachings flourish through all times and in all realms. May the nectar stream of the blessings of the whole lotus holder always enter our hearts and nourish them with strength. May we please you with offerings of dedicated practice. May we reach beyond the shores of perfect compassionate deed. Through the blessings of the wondrous Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the infallible truth of laws of dependent origination, by the purity of our fervent aspirations, may the ends of my prayer be fulfilled without hindrance. Korwe shingam de pendam de wa male jongwen che ziwa de zingya tsoi jape zite bod tengyo chi. Spend some time to rejoice in what we've practiced together. Pray for people that you know who need your help. Dedicate for them. Pray for the long lives of all of our teachers, all of them. Long and healthy lives, all their holy wishes to be fulfilled. And dedicate that we all become wish-fulfilling for sentient beings. So whoever has anything to do with us, whether they're kind to us or unkind, whether they praise us or blame us, whatever, may that be the cause for them to awaken and to be happy forever. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry we went beyond 12 o'clock. We started a bit late. Yeah, so thank you for your patience.
We'd like to thank Venerable Kabir for coming over and leading this on this auspicious day. And on behalf of the Bataos, there's a small souvenir. Our office secretary, Ms. Tenzin Choden. There are a couple of more announcements. If you had seen the announcement poster, we also have exhibition of the rare Thangkas in the museum. The Thangkas are on life story and 12 deeds of Buddha Shakyamuni. So we also have tea served, tea and some snacks here. So please enjoy and then maybe have a look at the tankas. And lastly, can I know how many people from Nalanda courses? I do see some. So we announced this morning the printed transcripts are available for people from Nalanda courses. Entering the middle way, what our Geshe-la is teaching. Volume 3, which we released online about 10-12 days ago, the print copy is available now. And all 4 volumes of diploma transcripts are available. So if you want to get hold of the printed copies, contact our staff, me, there are other people, and then we can help you with that. And just on a side note, Geshe-la always asks us to remind people that this is available at a highly, highly subsidized price. We did a rough calculation. Each volume, Tibetans are spending more than 1,500 rupees for each volume, but we are making it available for Nalanda course participants at 250 only. So it's only for registered people. There are some people who have approached us that they want to buy these transcripts for their friends. At this stage, will not be able to sell it outside the registered participants because we have limited copies and it's highly subsidized. Okay, so we appreciate the guidance of Geshe-la, the generosity that the Tibetans receives from Ministry of Culture. There are so many volunteers. There's a dedicated transcription team. So we are extremely grateful to all of them and the staff. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.